The hearing at the United Nations highest court is the latest intervention by South African government in its legal case accusing Israel of committing genocide in Gaza. Now, as the conflict shows no signs of ending, the International Court of Justice will have public hearings today and tomorrow. Well, South Africa wants Israel to immediately withdraw and cease its military offensive into Gaza. And Pretoria says that this operation poses a risk to the Palestinian people in Gaza who desperately need humanitarian aid and basic services. And for more on these hearings, we cross live now to SABC News correspondent in Paris, Alex Cadier. Alex, good morning. So once again, very important case before the UN's highest court, and South Africa, of course, trying to halt the incursion of the Israeli Defense Force into Rafah. So talk to us about what's to be expected today and, of course, tomorrow when Israel will present its case.
Well, certainly what you can expect today here in The Hague, you can see the World Court, the International Court of Justice behind me. You can expect to see the South African legal team putting its argument forward. They view Israel's operations in Rafah as a breach of the Genocide Convention, specifically a breach of the section which prohibits deliberately inflicting on a group conditions of life calculated to bring about its physical destruction in whole or in part. That is the argument that we will hear from the South African legal team, putting forward that case that Israel's forces and this operation in Rafah make it impossible, effectively, to sustain human life in the area. That will be the main argument put forward by the South African legal team. This is also part of a much broader case, of course, which is a broader breach of the Genocide Convention alleged by South Africa that the World Court, the ICJ behind me, will be hearing over the next few years. But these new provisional measures requested by South Africa will be the conditions under which Israel has to respect whilst that verdict is being reached. We were here just a few months ago when the World Court ordered Israel to make sure its forces respected the Genocide Convention, make sure there were no breaches, prosecute any breaches, and make sure that any suggestions of the breaching the Genocide Convention in Israel were also looked into very closely. So certainly this is an extra level, an added level by South Africa, pushing for the court to order Israel to stop its operation in Rafah.
Alex, as you said, of course, the South African legal team expected to present its case today, but there have been questions, of course, as to whether Israel will actually show up tomorrow. What are you hearing on your end?
Well, they will show up tomorrow. They will be sending a legal team. That's according to the Israeli Ministry of Justice. But they are clearly not thrilled with the very short notice. This hearing was announced just a couple days ago, and Israel did try and request for it to be delayed at least for a few days to prepare a defense. We've spoken to legal sources in Israel who are quite frustrated with the short notice put forward by the court. That request for a delay was declined by the International Court of Justice, we understand as well. But certainly they will be sending a legal delegation. They will be defending Israel's rights to self-defense as they see it. And they see this operation in Rafah as part of that, as part of the response to the atrocities of October 7th and Israel's self-defense. Now, we know from aid groups, from Amnesty International, from Human Rights Watch, both have said that Israel has breached the previous provisional orders when it comes to the Genocide Convention by not allowing humanitarian aid to flow in freely enough. That will also be something the court looks into very closely.
Well, Alex, we'll leave it there for now. Thanks so much. Alex Cadier is our correspondent watching those developments in The Hague for us.